welcome to the program Talksport on Global Television. I am Samuel Odi. Many thanks for joining on to this edition of the program as we tend to extract major talking points in the world of sports. Basically, as we start out always, we start from the home front. We'll be looking at the Nigerian Professional Football League, or you would call it Nigerian Premier League, as Bendel Insurance, though suffering, are finding themselves being victorious ahead of those in the 10th position in the Premier League log, Ayimba International Club of Aba, where they got defeated 1-0 in Bendel. Let me bring you up to speed with the story where Bendel Insurance Football Club of Benin defeated visitors, Ayimba International Football Club of Aba 1-0 in its rescheduled Week 20 Nigerian Premier League Football League game played at the Samuel Bondium Stadium. The lone goal was scored in the 55th minute by Kayode Oke, who deflected a shot from Nnamdi Anthony into the net of the visitors in what was a keenly contested match between the two teams. It was the homers who did enough to take all 3 points, while Ayimba suffered a setback early in the first half after centered defender Innocent Gabriel was sent off for a foul on Insurance. And then that was like a very unclinical tackle, and then that led to him having a red card. We'll be going on a very quick break, and then when we return back we'll be having more conversations about sporting activities that happened just yesterday. Yes, many thanks for staying with us. Now we are about to get right into the conversation. I have a very good friend of mine here in the studio with me who is a sports analyst who will be helping us have all of this conversation in the person of David a long time. That your name is just so nice. Well, thank you so much for joining us at this edition.
Thank you for having me, bro.
Now let's start from the home front as we always do. Super Eagles goalkeeping section. Now we have African Cup of All Nations qualifiers coming around the corner. We have World Cup qualifiers coming around the corner, and we just have one goalkeeper that we can bank on, Stanley Nwabali. What can be done by the new coach to be able to have to get more good goalkeepers, and how can we do it so that goalkeeping section can be competitive? Because it's just looking as if Mwabali is in South Africa doing amazingly well for his club side, and then he does well to when he comes home. But let's say, what if he gets injured? Then
Actually, the goalkeeping section in the Nigerian, that's the NFF, that's our national team.
Yes.
It has been a real scare for us ever since the exit of Yema.
Yes. I remember some Nigerians talking about shape of head.
Yes, it can never be a good keeper. Yes. Yes. But Wambali ticks that head. So let's go for it. It's a good sign for us. But for the goalkeeping department, I think we have more what they call it, more better keepers outside, but they are not representing Nigeria yet. You understand? So I think that's what this new coach, as Eric has to do. I think he has to go out there and at least look for one or two young games. You understand? I think there's a former Arsenal goalkeeper, is it Okoye or something like that? Yes, he was playing for Arsenal at some time. You understand? He was in the academy. Yes, he was in the academy. So he said he wanted to switch what they call it, alliance to Nigerian, what they call it, nationality. But we were hoping that something like that happens. You understand? If we can have probably a keeper that has been keeping for a young, a more experienced, years in the Premier League and Championship and the rest, I think it will be a good add for us. And I think the goalkeeping section, in my own opinion, Wambali is our number one.
Yes.
We have the other Maduka Okoye at what they call it, at the Bundesliga team. Yes, you understand. And I think due to the fact that the last time that he played, he had one or two errors, you understand, by catching the ball. So that led to his dismissal and the introduction of Stanley Wambali. But I think moving forward, I think we should have at least two or three goalkeepers, yes, because we have this to accommodate there. So I think that's something we need to put in work in.
Yes, and talking about right, we sincerely apologize for that quick technical break that we had to take, but still having the conversation with my dear friend here, David Alongton. We're talking about goalkeepers in the Super Eagles squad, and we're making mention of the fact that we need to have someone that also can fill in the shoes of Stanley Nwabali. Let's say maybe when something happens, maybe injury, worries, or some personal things come up, because he's human and he has a family. Last year sadly he lost both parents, and that's just something very, very tragic and disturbing. But still, he has gone back to work, and then he's been doing well with his club side in South Africa. So we're excited, and then hope to see him back, given the fact that we're seeing that the next month they'll be playing Rwanda and Zimbabwe for the AFCON qualifiers. Yeah, so talking about Okoye came in, and then, it didn't go so well, but we're hoping maybe Eric Chelly will be able to invite him back again.
He was too fine for the glory.
He was too fine. Well, let's say that his fine boy would help him, catch ball for us properly. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about Victor Osimhen. There's a clash that will be coming up between Galatasaray later tonight in the UEFA League. I beg your pardon. Yes. So, and they're talking about that now. We're saying that he's been suspended. Let me bring you up to date with the story. Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen is set to miss Galatasaray's UEFA Europa League round of 16 playoffs first leg clash against AZ Alkmaar later today due to suspension. The Nigerian international, who has been circulating from since joining the Turkish Giants on loan from Napoli, picked up his third yellow card of the season in their 2-1 loss to Ajax, where he scored a late goal, ruling him out of the crucial encounter at the stadium. Osimhen has been prolific in the competition this season, netting 5 goals in 6 appearances and just setting 2 goals behind his competitors' leading scorer overall. The striker has 9 goals in 14 European League appearances. The 25-year-old absence come as a blow to Galatasaray, who dropped into the playoff zone after 2 draws and a defeat in their final group stage matches, finishing 14th in the standing. How do you think his absence is going to affect their game for later today?
Very, very big blow. Very, very big blow, because AZ Alkmaar actually having a very, very, very good spell of form right now in the Eredivisie. That's the Netherlands. You understand? So it's going to be a very, very big blow for them, because the likes of Osimhen brings a vocal point, a vocal, what they call it, fear in those defenders. You understand? So it's something that's going to be a very, very big blow for Galatasaray. But notwithstanding, Galatasaray has a very, very good team. You understand, to be able
and
to.
And then the introduction of Morata.
Yes, the introduction of Morata. Though I'm not a huge fan of Morata.
Same here.
Yes, you understand, because I feel he's a sluggish player. You understand, he's a very sluggish, very lackadaisical player, and that's not something Galatasaray needs. Galatasaray fans and their faithfuls, they love that attacker to be well agile, very active. You understand. So I think it's going to come as a very, very big blow for them. But notwithstanding, they have a very, very good lineup. You understand, from their middle, the likes of the likes of what's his name, of Torreira and the rest. You understand, they can also help in the middle of the park to at least channel some goods for them. You understand, going forward. But I think for the goal scoring progress, I think it's going to be very, 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 very difficult for them, you understand, to at least get 1 or 2 goals, due to the fact that Osimhen is not in the starting lineup and he's going to be suspended. I just hope that Galatasaray can just hold on to at least, even if it's like a 1-1 or a 2-1, because AZ Alkmaar are going to score them.
Definitely.
AZ Alkmaar are going to score them, because they have been scoring each other for the first 4 or 5 games. They have been scoring at least 2 goals or more. You understand? So this is going to be a very big test for Galatasaray side. I'm just hoping that they don't give too much work to Osimhen for the second leg. You understand? Because if they lose like let's say like a 2-0,
that is a whole lot of work.
It's going to be a whole lot of work for Osimhen to come back, to try and get 1 or 2 goals. So I just hope it's like probably a 1-1 or a 2-1. You understand? So at least they can progress, because we all would love to see Osimhen progress to the next group stage. That's a round of 16.
So now let's look at this pairing now. Having Victor Osimhen and Morata maybe let's say they're playing the 4-4-2 formation.
Yes.
Do you think the pairing of Victor Osimhen and Morata is actually going to be very, no doubt, Morata is a very good striker, but he's not just as agile as Osimhen. So do you think that pairing now is actually going to help Galatasaray more?
Well, from my own personal opinion, I personally think the introduction of Morata was to bring a little bit of dynamic in that middle of the park. You understand? Because Morata doesn't play as a top nine. You understand? He likes to drop into the middle of the park. You understand? Then help to switch.
More like play from the position.
We have to switch in the passes through the width. You understand? Through the wings. You understand? Just like he did for Spain during the Euros. You saw him. You saw him playing as the 9, but not as a 9. You understand? Coming down to the middle of the park. To help the wingers. You understand? To channel more attacks. You understand? Because he's very, very good with the ball. You understand?
We saw him. We did that too with Chelsea at some point.
Yes,
and then we saw results.
But the Chelsea fans, they could not keep up with that. You understand? They needed results.
They needed firepower because they came in. I think when Drogba left, Torres came in. He was also kind of sluggish like Morata. Then they now switched up brought Morata. So the Chelsea fans are more like, we need this person with
the only time Morata was on top of his game. Was a agile striker. Was when he was the second striker for Real Madrid. When he was trying to get his shirt. When he was trying to fight with Karim Benzema. You understand? And that cannot work because Karim Benzema is one of the best strikers in the world. So he made Morata look like a small boy, which he was at that time.
At that point,
you understand? So presently now he's more relaxed. You understand? Because he has gotten into the rhythm of his game. He knows that he doesn't need to be out there. He just need to play with the wingers and the midfielders.
And then create opportunities for himself.
Yes, if possible, he might be just there for probably a tap-in or something. But he's not the kind of player that will run and body 2-3 players and shoot. No. He's not the kind of player.
He's not that man. He's not him. Now let's talk about the derby that happened yesterday before we start talking about Champions League and all. So Everton, Liverpool. We saw how interesting the match went. And he made equalizer at the 98th minute. That was very, very dramatic. Yes, one. And then we saw all the dramatic stuff happen. But before we get into the dramatic stuff, looking at that game, how it all started off, Everton taking the lead in the first 11th minute of the game. How interesting. Do you think that Everton were going to win that match yesterday?
Actually,
with the pace at which they started.
From the beginning of the game, me and my friends were sitting down by Talksport. You understand? That was yesterday. We were just trying to watch that.
Like proper tea.
Yeah, proper tea, like Arabian tea. You understand? Catch up with the game. So I was telling them, I was like, this game is going to be a draw because the introduction of Moyes into the Everton squad has given them that rejuvenation. You understand? It's giving them that new belief that yes, we can create something for ourselves. So when I saw the starting lineup, when I saw the likes of Beto, when I saw the light of Tarkowski and the rest, you understand, in the starting lineup, I was like, okay, this is a very more experienced lineup. And the Liverpool side, you understand, they came up with their normal formation. Everybody was back. The only withdrawal of the team was what's his name? Alexander Arnold, you understand? Yes, Alexander Arnold was not in. He put in the other ball, you understand? So when I saw the game, I was like, this game is going to be a draw. If Everton scores first, they win the game. You understand? If Liverpool scores first, they will win the game. So just a few minutes after I said that, before Beto had a very, very clean run through, you understand, and slotting the goal past Alisson, and that was beautiful to see. The game started kicking off. In my own personal opinion, Salah was not in that game. I just saw Baba just cross one, what's his name? McAllister just headed the ball. I was like, how did this guy get assist? And I didn't put him in my Premier League fantasy. Yes, I play Premier League fantasy too. So it's also a very nice. So I was like, I didn't put Salah in my fantasy, and now he's getting assist and goal. You understand? All of a sudden, before you know, the game started changing. You understand? But I love the enthusiasm from the Everton fans. You understand? I think it was the fans that helped them get that.
At some point, when Salah scored the second goal for Liverpool, some fans actually left.
Yes, some left, but the stadium, body
energy,
changing. They started, chanting. It was like it was a league final. It was like a final.
So it's always the rivalry going on between Everton and Liverpool. It's not even something that goes to dying down anytime soon. It's not even more like Manchester United and Manchester City. It's not that intense. It's not that intense. It's what Tyra plus Gilly and everything. Oh my God, it's just a super interesting match that we witnessed yesterday, and I was very excited that it actually ended at a draw, because I predicted somewhere that it was going to be a draw, and it actually came out as a draw.
And a very beautiful goal by Talksport. That's
Everton.
Very beautiful.
Yes, very
people were saying that it was offside. There was a push on the back from Tommy Castle. I was like, no, nothing like that. This is a clean shot. This is how clean a goal is supposed to be. You understand? A top proof corner goal. You understand?
There's something people say on Osira for the goalkeeper. It means like your hand looks closer to it, but you can't see it. You can't see it. You can never get it. But so let's just move on. Now let's talk about the drama that happened after the game. What did Abdul? What was he thinking? Because he went and then from what he saw, he shoved McAllister. I think if my memory serves me right. Yes, Jones rather.
Jones.
Yeah, he shoved Jones. What do you think maybe
Okay. What really happened was that after the goal, he ran towards the away side, that's the Liverpool side, to celebrate. You understand? So that gesture of him celebrating against the away side got Jones angry. So Jones wanted to meet him. Baba, why are you going to celebrate? So he wanted to push him. You understand? So the referee saw that. You understand? And I came and said, okay, told me fighting. Okay, you will not play the next game. You take a look at. And told him to put on yellow cards. So he gave him a second yellow card. You understand? Then after that, slot came over to my Oliver. It was like, Baba, what do you give my player a yellow card? After you have spoiled the game, you get a flashing red card. So for the same, you understand?
You know, like Oliver likes the camera. And he likes all this drama. The moment there is drama like this, you'll be collecting red card.
I was telling my friends, I was like, Baba, if you want to do somebody yellow card, can't you just give him from far?
He will come to
my friend will call you and tell you that, you know, I'm going to give you this is your card. What's that number again? Number 4. Okay, then if you finish, you're not slowly raise it up. And then he just wants the attraction. And you can't hear the fact that he looks good on the camera with all those cards. So it's
red and yellow, black shorts.
It's why he's the biggest referee in the
good matching system for him. It's just last night was very very interesting, and just like the night before, talking about Tuesday's saga that happened again, just like the night before, we saw Real Madrid, Man City, and it was just intense, and you were like, you would want Real Madrid to win that match.
I actually said it. I was like Real Madrid is going to win that match. Given the fact that Real Madrid and Manchester City, they're actually struggling.
Yes, the two teams are struggling
with their players out and the rest. You understand? If you look at the lineup of the Madrid side, the full defenders, you understand, that played for them, that's the back line. There were, I think, 2 or 3 players that are not defenders. They're not natural, but they had to slot in the likes of Tommy played as a holding, 5 or 6 years with the centre back. Then with Valverde is a midfielder. He played as a right back in that game. And the only person that was probably a defender in that game was what's his name? Mendy that played from the left hand side. So it was very square to see. You understand? When we were watching the game, I was like, these people are more balanced than these people. The one kind of player. But the problem with Manchester City is that they were balanced defensively, but the midfield was a bit scared. You understand? Because most of those players are above the age of 30, and they cannot keep up with that without pacing on. You understand? Without movement. So it was like, man, this thing is like a one-sided, affair.
Yeah, looking at those angles now, like Real Madrid took over the midfield.
Yes.
And then despite the fact that the lead was actually earlier for Man City, but at some point they couldn't just hold off, because that was what Guardiola was saying. He said they couldn't hold off the lead against Real Madrid, and then they capitalized and they got the draw.
In this season, this is the third time. This is the third time presently now that Manchester City are holding a lead and losing it. You understand?
Yeah.
And this is and it's not a good sight to see, because the likes of Manchester City, you know, they like to play with a lot of dynamics. You understand? You understand, from the middle of the park to, you understand, their game is built around holding the ball, you understand, holding their lead, holding their status, you understand. But that game just clearly shows that once you are big, you understand. Real Madrid, they saw that loophole. They saw the loophole. They saw that, okay, these people are actually having one or two scare, one or two problems. So they say, okay, let's capitalize on this, and they used it, to their advantage, and it was brilliant to see. That's from Vinicius Junior was absolutely amazing in that game. You understand? 2 assists. You understand? A very beautiful display. You understand? Then Jude Bellingham for the last for the icing of the cake. That was good. In my own personal opinion, Kovacic would have brought him down before even. Before he but I was like, Kovacic, you are looking at this guy, get him down. It's something else more as well. Probably reason. Maybe they were thinking that maybe the keeper might have save it, probably he might miss it. But you don't take chance like that.
Even like Pure back in the day, Sergio Ramos.
Yes.
Joe Bellingham probably would be in the hospital by now. In that kind of position.
In that kind of movement, there was nothing for you to do there. You bring him down before he enters into the box. You understand? Even if it's a yellow card, no problem.
Just take that. Take it for the team.
You understand?
Okay, let's talk about Vinicius Junior now. You know, do you think he took it personal because your player Rodrigo stole my Ballon d'Or away from me? So I go make una see Pepe. Do you think that was
and again, Man City went too far. Went too far. In that game on
the fans.
Yes, the fans went too far. They brought up a big banner of stop crying.
Yes.
So yes, now they say stop crying. I said that's for Vinicius. Because he's always crying. Nothing. If they say give me a red card now, one or two things, emotions flare off, start crying. You understand? So it was like a big banner. In fact, from his entrance into the stadium to everything, it was all Robbie's Ballon d'Or picture that was everywhere. You understand? It was as if they were taunting him. So it was like, okay.
But he got back to them. First he told them 15 times champion on my arm. And then he's good. They are going for the 16th side.
And luckily for him, you understand, he got the man of the match award. And that was like an icing on the cake for them, you understand, because it was something. If you looked at after the game, him, Vinicius and Rodrigo, they were all smiling, they were all happy, because it was just like, okay, who laughs last, you understand?
Laughs best.
Yes, you understand. So,
but they still have more work to do.
No, but in my own personal opinion, I think the work is done. The work is. So
it's going to be a walk. You think it's going to be a walk in the park at Santiago?
Santiago Bernabeu is going to be like a 3-1 win or like a 4-1 win. You understand? It's going to be an absolute rout, because they have seen the loophole of Manchester City, and except if Manchester City can get 1 or 2 midfielders back before the next week.
That's next week.
Next week Wednesday. You understand? It's absolutely like it's not something that can happen. You understand? I think Manchester City should just brace the fact that they are out. You understand? Given the fact that what is his name, Nico Gonzalez, their new signing. You understand? They're supposed to help and fitting into that slot for Rodrigo. Got injured again. You understand? So it's just like a cap of just a top. Say okay.
Let them just do what they can do.
Yes, just calm it down this season. You understand?
Maintain their top 5 position in the Premier League and see how they can find their way back to the Champions League.
If Kesson can help, at least even if it's to the final of the FA Cup, because that's the only cup we can actually see to win this season.
At this point,
notwithstanding, Manchester City is a kind of team that if they can mistakenly go 5 games unbeaten, they will go 15 games unbeaten. And
that was how they won the last year.
Yes, that was how they did it.
For last season,
they just come up with one kind of unnecessary plan. Then before you know, 2-1, 3-1, 3, before you know, they're all gone. You understand? So
look at Liverpool now in the Premier League log. Despite the draw, they're like, I think 7 points clear from Arsenal. That means
then I think
double digits numbers clear from Chelsea and Manchester City.
So it's actually very tight.
It's very tight.
And if Liverpool loses 1 or 2 games.
If they get another draw and Arsenal gets to win,
that's all. And notwithstanding, let's not remove Nottingham Forest out of the picture. Yeah. Because a Leicester City move can just so let's just keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah. Talking about Nottingham Forest now, we saw our own Taiwo Owoni, who suffered an injury. I think that was on Tuesday night in an FA Cup. He suffered a concussion. Yeah, broke his nose and all. We just wish him a very quick recovery and hope that he gets back on time so he can be able to come back also, because I heard somewhere that he's going to also be invited for the qualifiers that will be playing in Rwanda and against Zimbabwe.
Now that's my problem. That's my problem. The likes of what's his name? Taiwo Owoni. He has not been frequently featured in the Nottingham Forest what do you call it side. Why would you want to invite him to
come and play? Because I have my reservations for that.
Apart from that, Iheanacho, you see that they will call Iheanacho. Iheanacho hasn't played there. They pursued him. He just came to Sevilla. They have pursued him now. He's in one League One championship team.
And he said he's good to be home. That England feels like.
And watch, they will call him. They will call him for. I don't know why they are calling him.
It's the young man. No, that's what
people that are informed, people that are involved, people that are starting for their teams. You understand? Even if they are home base, you bring players that from what players that you know or you think can do something. You understand?
Living on past glory.
That's my problem with the Nigerian NFF and everything. You understand? It's all political. It's not analytical. It's not based on facts. You understand? It's based on I know him. It's my son's brother. It's my guy's friend.
And actually that has been the major concerns and issues affecting development of sports in Nigeria.
And that's not how it's supposed to be. You understand? The game of sport is supposed to be a game of merit. You understand? If you are well up to the task, take it. You understand? If you're not up to, just sit down and let the other people watch. You understand? And
work on yourself to get to that level.
I wouldn't be surprised if I see the likes of Iheanacho or Ahmed Musa or everyone being called up for the national team. You understand? Because they have not been playing anything, and they will still call them. You understand? The likes of the Seas, what's his name in Rangers, that is doing fantastically well. And the likes of even Boniface, those kind of injury, you see them, they will come, they'll be on the bench.
They'll be on the bench, that's true.
So
it's actually disturbing. Well, let's talk about yesterday's Champions League. Borussia Dortmund defeating Sporting CP 3-0, and also we saw Harry Kane as well, also defeating his own side. I think that was 2-1. Now Company has been doing amazingly well with Bayern Munich. So do you think we know that Harry Kane actually left Tottenham, left England to the German league so that they can be able to at least win a trophy and majorly win the Champions League. Looking at this current squad now and with what Company is doing with the Bayern Munich side, do you think they can be able to scale through?
Company is far from it. It's just very, very far from it. Company needs more work. You understand? Needed more work. In my own personal opinion, I thought he was caught up for a job like this, but seeing his first 6 months in the job, I could clearly see that no.
It's not ready.
This is not a Burnley or you understand, one small team in the no. This is far from it. This is far from it. In the Champions League, Bayern Munich are not even supposed to be in this stage. You understand? Given the fact that they started very, very well. They started scoring people like 7 goals, 8 goals. You understand? At the beginning of the what do you call it, of the league phase, of the Champions League. So I was like, can Company keep up with this route of form? You understand? Taking this.
Because you're looking at the Bayern Munich side now, they don't have issues on their team. The
problem is selection. He doesn't know how to select players. He doesn't know how to switch those players. You understand? It's not something like I don't know how to put it. It's like he's been clustered with a lot of decisions. You understand? So he's not making the right decisions. You understand?
Do you think him having too much stars on his team is a problem?
That's one of the major problems. You can't have the likes of Ken, Sane, Coleman, Olise, Kimmich. if he doesn't make the whole starting level of the Bayern Munich team are all starters for the national team. You understand? So even some of them are on the bench are also starters for the national team. So it's a scary thing, you understand, for him. You understand? He doesn't know how to channel or remove, you understand, or place where you need to place, you understand, remove players where you need to remove, you understand. Like yesterday, Olisa was doing well. Why are you moving Olisa into him? I was like, this is a boy that is actually doing. Imagine when Olisa left that wing. Olisa had a very, very good goal.
Yes.
Very, very good goal. A solo goal, you know, a goal that's one of the goals of the games. You understand? During the Champions League, you understand, for this Tuesday and Wednesday fixture. Very, very, very good goal. Now, about this boy is the only one on the right hand side that actually. Bringing some adventurous, runs and some moves. Why are you moving him? The likes of Kane was not even doing anything.
Kane wasn't in the game.
He was not doing anything. Okay, is it because he's Kane? You just leave him there. The likes of Olisa were doing well. Even Sane, I know Sane didn't have his best of games yesterday. You understand? But he was actually putting in some strikes. In my own personal opinion, I would have preferred him to even remove Sane, probably one person from the middle, you understand? Even Musiala was not in the game yesterday.
They struggled to even score to start with.
Yes.
Because they played Celta half field at some point, but the only thing that they do is that they go forward and then they come back. Now let me break it down for you now. In that game yesterday, what helped Bayern Munich was late what to call it, tweaks of concentration by the Celtic team. Like if you watch the first goal happened in the 45 minutes. That 45 minutes now, the Celtic fans, the Celtic players already had some intro passes, some kind of dangerous balls around the Bayern Munich area, but they could not capitalize. So that one switch, they just switched off, their concentration. Capitalized on it, you understand, and came up with a very nice solo goal. Just as I was saying, in the beginning of the second half, 2 minutes inside the goal happened, I think 47 minutes. Into the second half, you understand, they were just losing their concentration. They struck on them. So if it's a more bigger team, if it's a more professional team, if this Bayern Munich team met a team like Real Madrid or like Arsenal or even Inter Milan in this stage, they will win them. Because those ones, they're not losing their concentration. They are up for the stacks, you understand. They know what they want to do and they're going to do it with full force, you understand. So I think Vincent Kompany need to get his work cut out and know how to re-strategize his team, you understand, moving forward. We've seen the absence of Ademola Lookman for a couple of weeks now in the Atlanta squad, and we've been seeing how they've been performing so far. Losses, draws, and yesterday game another loss. How has his absence, we can see the result clearly, but that means a whole lot of things have been built around Ademola Lookman. His absence now is showing like, come on now, Club Brugge beating them 2-1 at home. Now he's putting lots of work on them for the next future, which will be played at home. So how well do you think that we are not certain that Ademola Lookman is going to be back, but from what we're hearing, he's going to be back by the end of the month of March. Meaning we might not even see him come play for the qualifiers for the African Cup of Nations. So now, how do you think now Atlanta will be able to navigate and then find a way around all of this, their struggles that they're facing?
I really feel that Gasparini, I really thought he was going to go out in this, January transfer window, at least to get, even if it's like a 2 or 3, wingers, to at least help, padding up that deficiency in that line, for the attacking movement. Because what's his name, Ademola Lookman brings to the team is diversity, you understand. It comes with a different flow, a different move, a different gameplay, you understand. His game has switched, you understand. He's not a top player, you understand. It's not more an average player that you used to see at Fulham or the Championship side at that time, you understand. He's not a very, very, very full player, you understand. He knows how to create goals for himself. Yes, for himself and also for his players. So the likes of the Qatari and who again, Ruguli and the rest, you understand, as their front people. They don't have that intuition, you understand, to be able to, to drive through, you understand, and also create chances for other people, you understand, to get goals, or even drive to, or even get the goal by themselves. And I think Gasparini has to do something very, 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 very drastic about that if he wants, his side to, come up, at the groups of this Champions League stage, because it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. The absence of Lookman has really shown that the Atlanta team lacks a talisman. You understand? There's no vocal man. There's no man that can pick the team up and say, yes, I'm taking this team by the hand and and do something about it. So and it's only Ademola Lookman that has that stride, that has that that self performance that can that can transform the team. And it's very, very poor to see that there's nobody else that can say, okay, I want to take up these boots of Lookman and help and bring something spectacular to this team. And it's going to be a very big blow if Gasparini's team, Atlanta doesn't make it to the next round, there's going to be a very, very big blow for them.
Well, by next week now we'll figure out if they'll be able to make it to the next round or not. But we just wish Ademola Lookman a very quick recovery. So for our own sake, that's the Super Eagles. So he can come back and then get back to that firepower. There's something injury does to players, which is it brings them down. Which is one of the things that Marcus Rashford is actually suffering from. That's why he struggled, and then since he didn't get back on his feet, Amori says he doesn't have a space for him, and then now he got shipped to Aston Villa. Let's hope that all of this whatever that is going on pans out well for them. But in the next feature now that we'll be witnessing Real Madrid, Manchester City, and then we are seeing Celta, Bayern Munich next week. How do you think all of this will play out?
Presently now, I would say I will sit down on the fence, you understand, because what's his name, Benfica. I said Benfica. Benfica. You understand?
They had their game yesterday against Monaco.
They won, you understand. But it wasn't a convincing win, you understand, because Monaco had a red card, and with a red card, you understand, in the Champions League, he also capitalized. At least, you understand, even his 2 or more goals, you understand. But the second leg is going to be very, very intense, you understand. I will say this, and I will say this for sure. The second leg is going to bring about surprises, a lot of surprises, and one of the surprises that people have to watch out for is the surprise of the Manchester City against If it doesn't go as planned, you understand? I see that game going into penalties. If it doesn't go as planned,
I would love to see a penalty.
If it doesn't go to as planned, you understand? But the second leg is going to be fantastic. It's going to be fantastic. I'm going to be sitting on the fence. I don't want to pick sides, you understand?
At this point,
but it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be intense. I'm going to be in for everything. You understand?
Like we saw a final before final just this week. So next week again will be experiencing another final before final. Sports, the world of sports, football at this point is just super interesting. Just like what's going on in the NBA, we are seeing a whole lot of treats and a whole lot of big smiles. Stephen Curry excited for the mix of him and Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green, and then they are saying this is it. That means in the next couple of years, these guys are in their 30s. Almost 34, 35, 36 respectively, so they are planning to have their last run to see maybe come next season or maybe this season they would be able to clinch a title for themselves. But let's see how that pans out in the NBA as they get set for the NBA All-Star Games that will be taking place this weekend. Actually, it's going to be happening on Sunday. A whole lot of persons have moved already to San Francisco where the games will be happening. So that's how much time will permit us to take on today's edition of Talksport. I want to say a very big thank you to David and Long Time for taking our time to come today, and again the Manchester United fan who is in the MCR making sure we look all clean and fresh. And thank you again to the cameraman Mr. Sebastian and Mr. Ezekiel for keeping us all clean and fresh. That's how much time will permit us to take. My name is Samuel Odi. I'll see you again as we talk sport. Bye for now.
Thank you.